This time of year, around Nick's garage, the Montreal winter is pounding the streets with waves of snow and ice, obscuring the asphalt that Nick will be marking with burnt rubber once the warmer weather returns. But inside the shop, Nick keeps things warm all year long, with the help of a little old-school muscle in the dyno room. Today it's this 340 from a 71 Cuda that will be firing up for the first time since rebuild. Nick's Garage is supported by Atlas Equipment and K-Tool International.
Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to my shop. Yeah, I got something very special today. After reading so many comments on the previous engine that I tore down, the 1972 340 Duster engine, which was the blue one, people were making comments that they all love the 340 engine. Well, this one here is another one that's just a factory rebuild that belongs to Carol here from Quebec. All we did was an original overhaul. And you know, it's for a 71 Cuda. So I have it on the dyno. I want to break in the cam and just do a few tests. You know, it is here on the dyno. I said, let me show it off to my viewers. After all, I have to break it in, make sure everything works well before I deliver the engine. And if everything goes well, I'll call my customer Carol to come in and see how he loves the engine and see how it goes. But in the meantime, I'm going to break in the cam, do some testing with you viewers since you're on board, and we'll see how it goes from there. You know, in 1971, the 340 has a Thermoquad carburetor. You know, a lot of people are asking me, are you ever going to make a test with a Thermoquad carburetor? Well, made by Carter, here it is. I got one here. It belongs to the engine. It is an original piece to the 71 Cuda. So let's put some fuel in it. Hopefully there's no leaks. This is just being overhauled by Don Oak in Cortes, Ontario. Just got it back a few days ago. So I had the engine ready a month ago, got it all together, put it in the dyno, and I'm ready to get going. You know, a lot of people like the Thermoquad, some people do not. You know, I haven't played too much with the Thermoquads. I know that if I needed to change mini rods or jets, I don't have any of these right now in stock. I just hope this goes well because it is a factory carburetor, factory jetting, factory meeting rods. It is a stock cam, exhaust models, no headers, no big intake. So it should be perfect on the air-fuel ratio. Yes, it is a very good carburetor because the two front barrels are very small. So for economy, it's a perfect carburetor. Then when you go wide open throttle, gas pedal to the floor, then you have the two rear barrels, which are very big, that give you performance. Okay, I got a zip tie here because, you know, I don't have a choke thermostat to hold it open, but a zip tie here just to hold the door open because I don't need the choke for dyno testing, but I want to make sure it doesn't close on me. So I just put a little tie up here to hold it open while we do the testing. You know, we put a new camshaft from Melling. It's a basic stock cam. And of course, we did a valve job. These were the cylinder heads that were very badly rusted when we took apart the engine when the engine was brought in, and it was very badly rusted. So we did a valve job, and of course we put a new cam, timing chain, oil pump, all new bearings, and had the engine rebalanced. We used back the same valve covers, the same oil pan, you know, just a simple rebuild. You wanted to, you know, put back the original pieces. So that's what we did. We cleaned them, and we have it all put together. The 340 is such a cool engine. This is what you call back in the day, the whining engine. Yeah, these little engines can take a lot of beating. You can wind them up and beat them, and they're held in place. We are going to rev it up until we keep making horsepower. If it makes horsepower until 5.5, we'll go to 5.5. But then again, you guys, we have a cast iron intake, a basic stock cam, exhaust manifolds. I don't think we're going to rev it high, but let's see where it goes. Let's hope it holds together, but you never know. You know, you build so many engines. I've been lucky with a lot of engines. And you know what? Let's get it started and see how it goes. First of all, we got to put fuel in this carburetor, which I haven't done yet. I got my nephew Nico here right now. Nico, if you don't mind, put on the fuel pump. Nico, squeeze the handle, play with it a few times. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I don't see no fuel. Keep going. Nothing's happening. Hold it, push it down, keep it down. Okay, take it off. Press it again, all the way down, keep it there. Let it go. No, we got no fuel squirting. Okay, turn off the fuel pump. Give it a few shots for me, please. I see the accelerator pump's working, but it's not shooting any fuel inside the carburetor. Keep going, keep it to the floor, keep it down to the floor. Give me a second, please. Why? I don't see no fuel coming in. Let it go. Press it again. No, it's not gonna start. We got no fuel. Okay, let it go, the gas pedal. Put it again to the floor. Hold on. No, got a problem here. You know what? Let it go. Maybe it needs to be warmed up, get it going, because maybe it sat on the shelf for a couple of weeks, it's dried up or something. I'm not so sure. But you know what? I'm gonna get it started with no, get some raw fuel in a cup. Yeah, but now I want to start it up one shot. Again, I shouldn't have this problem right now. I should not have this problem. Nothing. I'll put some fuel in it. I hope it runs. Okay, I don't see why there's no fuel. Okay. I need some on this side also. Here we go. Okay, let's make sure we got a spark, which I think we should. We got some fuel. The accelerator pump's not working, but let's give it our best shot, see what happens. Okay, here we go. Nico, let's hope it starts, buddy. Here we go, O2 sensor on. Well, we have no accelerator pump, so that's not, it's not a good sign. Get the O2 sensor on. The distributor, I checked the gap with the reluctor at 8 thou with a brass gauge, filler gauge. And here we go. Water pump works. O2 sensor on. Ignition. Fuel pump on. I don't need the fuel pump at the moment. See that? We have spark, we have no fuel. So you know what? I won't need the pump once it gets started, but I want to keep it at 2,000 RPM. I got to break in this cam. I don't want to damage it. Okay, here we go. Put some more fuel in it. We're going to put fuel in it manually. Get it to rev 2 grand and we'll worry about it later. Here we go. One there. Okay, that's a lot of fuel. But you know what? It's a dry motor, never ran. So here we go. Let's give it a shot. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on. I need the accelerator pump. Let's try one more time.
The ignition is still on.
Yeah. You know what? Turn it off for me, Nico. This is not going to be good. That pump's not working. Should I do what I did last time with the other 340? With the old carburetor, we sprayed brake cleaner until we warmed it up for a few minutes and then we got it running on its own. But right now I want to break in the cam.
You want me to get one with the nozzle?
Yes, please. Get one with the nozzle. I'm going to try it one more time. Here we go. Come on, man. This is not a good sign at all. This is no good. This is no good. Maybe there's no fuel in this carburetor. You know what? Let's shut this down. Give me a second. You know what? You're going to do me a favor, Nico. Give me that. You're going to put the fuel pump on in a second, okay? Here we go. We got a problem here. I don't like it. We got to figure out what's going on. Actually, I can just loosen it from here. You ready to put the fuel pump on? Give me a second, please.
Nick knows he has to get the engine started and running at around 2,000 RPM, or he risks wiping out the brand new camshaft.
I just don't understand why we don't have fuel. Okay, put on the fuel pump for a second. Go ahead. Okay, shot it? Okay, we got fuel here. So maybe the float is stuck. You know what? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tap it lightly. Put the pump on, leave it on. And play with the gas pedal. Okay, we got fuel. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Well, I think the float was stuck because maybe it sat for a while. We tapped it on the carburetor where the fuel comes in. We got the fuel pump to, I got the accelerator pump to work, so I think we're ready to go. Let's do it. Here we go. Thank you, Nico.
My pleasure.
Let's give it a shot.
The funds are early touch.
Yeah. Okay, let me get the O2 sensor on. Anyways, you know what? I don't need it at the moment. And here we go. Come on. Maybe it's flooded, I'm not sure. But let's, I'm just gonna advance the timing a little bit.
Or if it's flooded, do you want to try starting it without the fuel pump and
No. Let's give it our best shot. Let's go. I wanna get it to stay at 2,000 RPM. I wanna check the timing, and we'll take it from there.
While he's dyno testing the 340, Nick does not have a thermostat choke installed, as will be the case when the engine goes into the car. So for now, to ensure a trouble-free cam break-in, Nick goes for the old-school solution and uses a rag as a temporary choke while the engine warms up.
Very lean, so I'm using a rag to richen it out until I break in the cam.
Consider yourself lucky that Nick's doesn't have smell-o-vision just yet. The stink of the paint burning off the exhaust manifolds was not good.
20 minutes total. I make it tight, and then when it heats up, the gasket shrinks. That's right. I don't want to blow exhaust gasket. Give it 5 more minutes. I think we're good. We're looking good. When it's green, it's good. I'm playing with my fingers. Look, watch this. See there? Perfect. We're almost there. I just can't see why it's running so lean. Okay, shut it down. Close the fan here, Nick.
Close the fan?
Yeah. Okay. Well, hope the cam broken well. Question is now, it runs lean at a 2000 RPM. Medium rods or something is not corresponding there. All right, we got no oil leaks. We have no exhaust leaks. We got no vibrations. That's a good sign. Question is, let me back up the timing, put the vacuum advance on, then we'll take it from there. You know, if people notice that I put a rag on top of the carburetor, the reason is it's running I wanted to get it running so I could break in the cam, so I didn't want to stop on anything. But it was running very lean, and of course it wouldn't run at all. So by putting a rag over the primary 2 barrels, I'm giving it less air, more fuel. So that means like it's a cold engine, you're closing off the choke door, so it can run a little bit richer, which I did. So I only wanted to run it for 20 minutes. I wanted the carburetor to go through with the fuel because it's just been rebuilt, and I just wanted to make sure, you know, just run it for 20 minutes to break in the cam. So now we're going to see how it goes. Now that we got the rag out of the way, got the engine warmed up, we got the carburetor running with the fuel in it, on and off with the accelerator pump. Now let's do some testing, see how it goes. Some guys like the Thermoquad, some people don't. I like it. It's a very good carburetor. It's worked for a lot of mopars, small block and big block, And then we have another 340 with a Thermoquad, which is a 1972 Duster that belongs to Bob from Ontario, which is the next engine we're building, which is corporate blue, also with a Thermoquad. But that'll be another 340 in the future. In the meantime, this one belongs to Carol from Quebec. We're just testing his motor on. This is also stock rebuild, and let's see how it goes. Okay, let me set up the timing. Let me start her up, get it to idle, and then we'll take it from there. Fuel ratio, it's in the green. That's good for idle. And 800. Oil pressure is 38 pounds. Idle is 870. Pretty good. Okay. Okay. Shut it down. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready to make a test. And here we go. Nico, you ready, man?
Always ready.
Okay, here we go. Let's see now. Okay. See this here? When I load it up, it should stay in the yellow area. Watch this. Here we go. Okay, there's a problem here now. Shut the water pump, Nico. I couldn't bring it back to idle. We got I'm trying to see what's going on with the carburetor. Oh well. You know what? I seem to have a problem with the carburetor. See, when I brought it back to idle, didn't want to idle.
That's why some people love it. Some people hate it.
You know what? I'm going to start it up, let it idle, see what it does, just for fun of it. I'm not. I won't give it any gas. Just let it idle, see what happens. And this is on idle circuit, or should I say idle mode, where the rod is adjusted to. Okay, let me just get it going. Just gonna let it idle. just want to see something. Wow. Okay. You know, this engine makes 275 horsepower from the factory. And look what we got. 274. This is the factory rebuild, you guys. But anyways, you know, the air-fuel ratio looks okay, but I'll do some further testing right now. You know that the carburetor, now that went wide open throttle, all the fuels went through all the channels in the carburetor. So I'm just gonna do one more test back to back what we just did. I think we're good. Let me just shut it down. You go, we're gonna do another test back to back. I wanted to make sure all the fuel went through all the channels in the carburetor. And the air-fuel ratio looks pretty good. So I'm gonna make another test back to back. And let's see how it goes. The only thing what worries me is when I let go of the RPM, the gas pedal, after wide open throttle, it will not go back to idle. For some reason, this was sticking. But you know what? We're gonna look for the problem after, which I think it's got something to do maybe with the linkage over here. No. Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna look at this after. Okay, let's do another test back to back. Any oil leaks? Looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah, I didn't see one.
Okay, we had no vibrations, no backfires. That was a good sign. Okay, let's make another test. Here we go. We're gonna go to 5. Let's go to 5.4. Here we go. The load was good. I got that right. Okay, 5,400. Okay, now we're gonna take it from 2,800 RPM to 5,400 RPM. And you know the maximum horsepower on a stock 340 comes in at 5,000 RPM. We just got a horsepower 274.5 at 5,000. So we're gonna go a little bit more than that to see where we're gonna end up with. Are you ready? 28 to 54. Like I told you guys, this is just a stock overhaul. Okay, let's do it. Here we go, back to back. Just want to see that carburetor working. Here we go. I want to bring this see how it sticks there? Look, it's back at idle. You know what? Let me get back there. Look, it's running lean now. Look, what happened? Look, it's running very lean. Okay, let me see what's going on here. I'm not gonna play with the timing yet. Air fuel ratio, check it out. 13.0, 12.9, so we're good on the air fuel ratio, not bad. It's all factory anyway, so the meter rods and the jets are perfect. But what I need to see is, maybe we're gonna play with the timing, maybe we'll match the timing a bit. Check it out, got 279 at 5100 RPM. So I'm just trying to see why that carburetor, when it comes back down to idle, it doesn't want to idle. It runs super lean, so I'm gonna make another test of wide open throttle. But I'm just gonna advance the timing just a bit. I think I know, let's see how it goes. Let me just advance it. I'm gonna advance it 2 degrees. I will not need a timing light for this. I'll get it on pretty good. Watch this, okay? Let's see now, I'm gonna adjust the absorber. Let's see now, which way was it? I have to tighten it. I think it should be there. So you know what? I think we're ready for another test. Here we go. I'm just trying to figure out the carburetor situation. Brought the RPM too low now, right? See that? You know what? Let's leave it there, see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. See that, eh? I want to go back out there now. I want to see what's going on. Now it's running very rich, so now I have to play with the air fuel ratio to get it back to 13. I keep playing with it, I don't know why. Every time I do a full throttle, it changes. Oil pressure is good, idle is good, but engine is nice and quiet. Oil pressure, right? Why? Look, this is perfect, but why? Let's take a look one more time. Here we go. Let me see what's going on here. Take a look at this. We're almost at 280 horsepower, 49 or 5,000 RPM. Torque is at, what's the torque in the book? The torque is at, we're almost at 330, we're at 331 foot-pounds of torque. It's pretty flat, but you know what? And our horsepower is at 278.2. You know, the engine's working perfect. No oil leaks, no vibrations, no vacuum leaks. There's something with that carburetor, I'm not so sure yet. I'm gonna make one more test. Then after that, if it doesn't go back to idle, I'm gonna have to look into it. But in the meantime, you know, like I said, I'm checking mechanicals, I'm checking the cam, everything looks so far so good. Okay, I'm gonna check the air fuel ratio is good. I'm not gonna play with that. The timing, it's about 37 to 38 degrees. I'm leaving it there. Cast iron heads, 94 octane fuel. We got the vacuum vents hooked up to the distributor. And let's make another test where it is. I just want to see when it comes back, if it comes back to its normal idle. Are we ready? Here we go. Put the fan on. We're gonna run the temperature 172, 173 or something like that. Here we go. See, look, see? Go back to idle? Finally, it went back to idle. I guess it needs to be worked out a bit. Okay, it looks pretty good there, man. Okay, I want to bring, see the idle works good, the oil pressure is good. With almost 40 pounds we have 40 pounds of pressure. I'm just gonna play with the air fuel ratio. My biggest problem is the air fuel ratio on an idle. Check it out, pretty good. We're hit the 280 mark, 280. Hey, at 5,000 RPM, just like the factory. The horsepower came in at 5,000 RPM. So we got, instead of having 275 like the factory, we got 280. Okay, it is a little bit bigger. It's 4 cubic inches bigger, but it's a 30 overbore. But from what I see, it looks pretty good. Except the air fuel ratio, it's bugging me. But in the meantime, I want to check for oil leaks, engine noises, oil pressures, and whatsoever. Okay, look, now it's running super lean. See that, super lean. I'm gonna open up the fuel, but look, it was perfect before. Watch this. See that? Okay, look, that's what I wanted. This is exactly what I want. About 850 RPM idle, air fuel ratio 13.5 like so. RPM 850. It's looking pretty good. So you know what? Look at the RPM. Look at the oil pressure. Air fuel ratio is good. It went back to idle. Okay. This is a factory overhaul, you guys. You notice no oil leaks, no vibrations, no engine noises. This is pretty good. The only thing I'm worried about is that carburetor when it comes back to idle. But anyways, I just want to show our viewers what we got here is a factory rebuilt. It's a 340, 1971. Horsepower from factory is 275. We pulled out 280 at 49, 5,000 RPM, 331 foot-pounds of torque at 4,200. It's almost like factory. So it looks pretty good. So this is what we did now. We broke in the cam. It's a stock rebuild. We got what I wanted. We got no oil leaks, no vibrations, and I'm sure we have no vacuum leaks. It seems to be something to do with the carburetor. I'm not so sure yet, but I'm gonna look into it. But in the meantime, I wanted to see what kind of horsepower we're gonna get. The oil pressure is good. Everything seems good. There's no engine noises. I believe the cam is broken in good. So I'm all good with that. Everything looks so far so good. Like I said, it's a factory rebuild. And here we go. And we got a nice original Melling camshaft and lifters made in USA right in this engine. And Kyle from Quebec, if you're watching, this is your 340 for your 71 Cuda. And I want to thank all our viewers for standing by here and watching this test on our dyno. Nico, this is what I love. Show our viewers what we do here, what we build. And of course, we try to show them as much as we can. So I want to give you guys a big thank you for watching us here on Nick's Garage. Stay tuned till next dyno session.
Don't go away just yet. The story of this Cuda 340 isn't quite finished.
Hey guys, welcome back to my shop. Here we are a few days later. We're back in the dyno with the same 340 engine and of course the Thermoquad. You know, I had some issues with the carburetor, which I thought I did, But after making a few tests back and forth, I had a problem with the air-fuel ratio. If you guys noticed on my graph on my screen that it always kept running lean or rich or lean or rich. But you know what? After a few tests, it sorted out by itself and all it needed was time. But then I had a second problem. Of course, you guys realize when I started the engine to break in the cam on a cold engine, you know, many carburetors need a choke to work. But I've done a lot of dyno testing, breaking in cams without a choke. But this carburetor, Thermoquad, being one of my first ones playing around on the dyno, it could be a finicky carburetor. So I used a rag to make it run a little bit richer so I could get the idle and break in the cam. But now, to make things more simple, I've located a choke thermostat, which is going to do the job for me. And this is what I should have done in the first place. So look, if you guys take a good look, now when the engine is cold like it is right now, thermostat is in the cold position. Watch what happens to the door. Watch this. You guys take a good look here. Watch this. Now, what happened here is the choke closed. It's going to give us less air, more fuel because it's closing it off like I was using a rag. And also, it's got a cam right here. It has a fast idle screw, which is the long one, which is right here. So now, it's no more base idle. It's going to be a fast idle. Maybe 1800, maybe 2000 RPMs. I don't know. So now that the choke is closed, cold engine, all I need to do is start the engine and see how it works. And let's check how the air-fuel ratio is. It should be running on the rich side right now because it's a cold engine. You need to run richer to make it run. A cold engine needs more fuel. So now that it's cold, I'm ready to get it started and let's see how it goes. You know, earlier I had this choke tied open with the tire up like I did with every other carburetor. And I noticed that this Thermoquad, maybe the way it's designed, it needs a choke door or something to close the air. So I wasn't too familiar with it. So being a Thermoquad, I've learned something new, that I need to close the door or put a choke or put a rag to make it run on a cold start at 2000 RPM. So this is what it should have been, should have the choke thermostat. I've located one so I could do this testing so I could show you viewers this is the right way to do it. This is what I should have had it done in the first place. So I'm ready to get it started and you guys tell me what you think. So right now, the choke thermostat works off the heat through the exhaust that goes through the intake manifold. So this choke thermostat, as it heats up, it turns the coil and makes the door want to open up. So as it warms up, it takes its time. So we might need about 5 minutes. So you guys, let me get it started. Watch the choke, watch the door, and then we'll see where the RPM is and of course the air-fuel ratio. Watch this. Here we go. All right. So now that the carburetor fixed itself and is running beautiful, the air-fuel ratio after so many tests, now let's work on the choke. And here we go. So now I just put on my O2 sensor so I can have a reading on my air-fuel ratio. Just give it a few minutes to warm up. It'll turn on. You're going to see it over here. And of course I gave it a shot of gas to close the door. And let's see how it goes. Okay, so you know what? It's going to turn on in a few seconds. Let's get it started and watch this. Now it's going to be on fast idle on its own. RPM 1800. Slightly open. And you notice the door is partially open. That's controlled by the choke pull-off. So within time it's going to open and then the RPM will drop. So let's give it a few minutes. Pump in a minute. I'll give it a few seconds. Now if you want to break in the perfect to break to the cam. I'm going to turn on the water pump. Fast idle should be around 1700 RPM. Look. This is your base idle screw. That's your fast idle screw for your choke. Watch this. There we go, 1800. Perfect. Then we're going to give it time to warm up. It should go back to base idle, which is this screw. So we're going to give it 5 minutes. Look, air fuel ratio, perfect. Look at that. On the fast idle. It's what you need. When the choke comes off, it's going to idle beautiful. Watch. It's going to take some time, but it's going to work. Cold engine, no rag, and there you have it. Should have done that right from the beginning. It'll take time, but it'll work. If I had the heat raiser valve, which I don't, if I had it, it would close the heat and pass it through the intake and make the choke open much sooner. But in this case, there's no heat raiser valve. We need more time to heat up the choke. It's coming slowly, it's coming. Give it gas. I want to bring it down to the idle. There you have it. And if you guys check the air fuel ratio, it's right on the money. And I wish I had the choke in the first place, the choke thermostat. Now look at it, you guys. It's opening up slowly. Within a minute, it's going to be fully open on its own. There you go. There you have it. See that? This controls the whole linkage, the door, the fast idle on the cam for the choke, and the thermostat. This is what you call an automatic choke. The old school style, non-electric, with the heat from the exhaust. Perfect. And there you have it, you guys. I wish I had located the choke thermostat earlier. I would have done my job a lot easier instead of using a rag trying to make it run richer. And you guys, you see the way I did it now? It would have been perfect for me to break in the cam, but we went through the hard way. But I just wanted to guys give you an explanation how a choke works and how it would help me in the first place without using the rag. You know, I use the rag because, you know, I use the tire wrap like I always do, but I didn't realize being a Thermoquad, it ran so lean for a while that I had to use a rag. So instead of me breaking the tire up and controlling the door, I put a tire up like I do with many engines when they have a choke, and then, you know, they ran after a few minutes. But being a Thermoquad, it needed more time. So like I said, now that I'm learning on the Thermoquads, which I don't use very often, I guess I'm going to use the choke like I did just now and did the job flawless. So the upcoming engine that I'm building for Bob, the blue corporate blue engine, the 340, I will set it up in the same manner so we have no rag to use in the first place. You know, I haven't played around with too many Thermoquads. You know, Don Oak rebuilt this one for me, but I guess it just took a few tests to get it working. I made no other adjustments with the meeting rods or any jets, but it worked out fine. Air-fuel ratio, choke, fast idle, base idle, got it all perfect. Don, thank you very much, did a great job. And this engine now is ready to be installed in Carl's 71 Cuda. And you guys don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the like button. Thank you. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.